What do I say?
Hello, for starters.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lifelines here on Z93. Today's best hits. Happy Thursday.
Woo-hoo.
Sad Thursday. Okay Thursday.
Whatever it is, Thursday.
Whatever it is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what it is for me.
That's true.
That's true. Welcome to our 57th broadcast of Lifelines here on Z93. Today's best hits. It's Thursday night,
Yes, it's gorgeous here in the studio.
and you're gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It is gorgeous here in the studio. We are so lucky to be up here.
Yes, it's beautiful view of Traverse City.
Up atop
Yeah,
Radio Center.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And we have lots of good things to be grateful for.
Oh, what a great lead in. You are so fancy.
I try.
Because that happens to be one of our main subjects tonight.
Yes.
Our phone lines are open, as always, tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. on Lifelines. You can call us at 231-929-HITS, 231-929-4487, or you can text us at 70236. First time texting, you can text Z93JOIN to 70236. We want to hear from you tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
So, do we assume that anyone listening tonight knows what Lifelines is?
Oh, well, we probably shouldn't. We probably should give them a quick recap.
Well, what is it?
Lifelines is an hour-long broadcast, and it's an opportunity for you to call in and talk with Annie and share anything that's on your mind, whether that is something that you're struggling with, whether it's something that irritates you, whether it's something that you're trying to get done and you're not quite sure why you just can't make the steps in order to do it. It's an opportunity to share that, get some feedback, get some support, and you just may be glad you did, because Annie has some really cool perspective on things. And then in the meantime, when we're not talking with callers, Annie and I are sharing a number of things to think about, right? And a number of things that we think about, and lots of good stuff.
Because we humans are not alike at all.
Well, yeah, it's interesting, right? Because if you do call in and share, guaranteed someone out there is going to be happy that you did and feel heard and recognized and not alone.
Right. That is true. And this isn't just about being depressed or being anxious or having something just crazy down and out. And it can be something. It can be a crisis. But our show, like Andrew was saying, is also about the day-to-day things that we struggle with and that hold us back from being our authentic selves and being in the moment and living in the now and speaking our truth. And they're common things that we all have challenges with.
Right.
Conflict. You know, communication is key, but I hate conflict. Over apologizing, asking for help, saying no, reaching goals, finding time for yourself, feeling too busy, letting go of what you said or did. Your kids, worrying about someone being upset with you, what other people are thinking, finding
Yes.
love, feeling alone.
Being afraid to share your truth.
And why?
Yes. So we'll get to that.
Why does it feel so risky?
Yeah.
Why can you talk about it, but in that moment when you need to say no, or you need to be honest, or you need to say yes, why don't we do it? Because all you got to do
Right.
is just be yourself.
Exactly.
And all you got to do is
share
just not
your truth.
is share your truth. And all you got to do is just let it go.
Right.
And all you got to do is not care what people think.
Exactly.
I'm not a big quote fan.
Right. Well,
That's all right.
Because, as we've talked about, they're not sharing the how you do that.
Right. We all know what we need to do. Right?
To just get over it.
Oh, yes. Just let it go.
Right.
So, no, it's true. We all know what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And even at times when we know how, why can't we do it?
Yeah, we feel stuck.
Right.
We feel stuck. We feel powerless in the moment when we feel like we don't have control.
And that's where we talk about self-worth. We all have self-worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until it comes time to talk to our boss about that raise.
Right.
It comes time to break up with someone.
Right.
It comes time to step on the scale.
Right.
It comes time to pick up that call from somebody that for some reason we want to escape it and avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
And in those moments, we forget how powerful we are. And we forget that we have choices. And why does that happen? And if those of you out there don't know about what Andrea and I do, aside from Lifelines, many other brilliant things, we have a training program
Mm-hmm.
and we coach and we help you because we're not doing your work. And yes, it takes work, but we help you. We have a method and we have a life strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It's an 8-hour training. We did it in groups for 8 months and now we are doing it privately. We're also doing out of state people
Mm-hmm.
and on the Webernet. And it's an 8-hour training. And if you're interested or curious in getting information about it, you can email Andrea at thepractice.lifelines@gmail.com. thepractice.lifelines@gmail.com. And a lot of what we talk about on our show, or everything we talk about on our show, are those everyday things that keep us stuck and the self-talk and the dialogue that goes on in our head. And we help people move through that and make permanent life change, sustainable
Mm-hmm.
life change. And it's true.
It is true. It's been such a beautiful experience to see so many clients really get life-changing results.
Right.
And I know that that sounds like some kind of hokey tagline, but
Right.
we've had several people that have shared with us their feedback, and it's been life-changing. And it's really a beautiful process to be a part of, and it's really very fun that we're doing it individually right now. I think it's nice for the person that we're working with to be able to specifically address the things that are going on with them,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just incredibly customizable, and it's a tool that you can have for the rest of your life.
Right.
So
It actually integrates into who you are.
Yes.
You integrate it to making those changes that are permanent and gaining the self-awareness and establishing a stronger relationship with yourself. Because we know it's all about the self, right?
It is all about the self.
Right.
The beautiful byproduct of that is that every relationship you have changes for the better.
Wins. It's a
Yes.
win-win. So instead of trying to get and find and put all this energy into changing things outside of yourself or people or situations or scenarios, which is all about control, you
Mhm.
actually do the inside work and then you actually can let it go. But letting it go is not a one-time process. But you actually have access in those moments to let it go or to say what you need to say or be honest and manage the emotions around that honesty and let other people manage theirs. And it's a really amazing tool that actually integrates and becomes part of who you are. So it's automatic.
Yes.
And I was just listening to someone who I adore listening to. I don't know if I adore the person because I've never met them, but I imagine I would. And he's a coach, and he was doing a group session, and this woman was talking about, I want to take your course, but I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it, and then I'm going to spend X amount of dollars on another course, and then I'm not going to do it. And he was joking because there's PTSD, which is nothing to joke about because I know from firsthand experience. However, at times we can make light of things, and he called it, training.
Like post-training stress disorder?
Yes. or pre-training post-stress disorder.
Yes.
And so they were making fun of it, but I can feel for that person because how many diets have we started? How many books have we read? How many things have we done? And, or taken a seminar or taken a course that was a weekend course. However, I believe that there are many paths and many methods different than ours, but that are effective. Ours happens to encapsulate more than any I've ever seen. And I say that with experience because I have researched and participated in. I'm a junkie when it comes to training. But many of them that can get you to the next level, which can get you to the next level, might not take you to the level, but can keep the momentum going, is that we don't follow through with it.
Right.
We don't follow through with whatever the tool is, whether it's the diet, whether it's the working out, whether it's the, systematic approach to something. And why do we do that? And we don't sustain it. So it comes and it goes. And sometimes, yeah, like the woman in that was reluctant to sign up for the training. She was anxious about it because she's like, I've done it before. And I'm not saying it's not going to work, but I'm not going to do it. So, at any rate, if you are interested in or curious in hearing more about our training, you can again email Andrea at thepractice.lifelines@gmail.com. So that is the practice. We help you, and our show, we help you get unstuck and out of your head by realizing that self-talk is the source of where all our problems lie. And there's much more. There's much more to it than that, but that's the gist of it. So
well, and then, yes, our self-talk, as we've talked about before, it's going on all day long to every day, but it's become so normalized that we don't even hear it anymore.
Right.
And yet it's still running and it's still doing damage to our psyche. So
it is.
It is, because if the majority of those thoughts, if 95% of them are repetitive, and then 60 to 80% of those are negative, that they're just chipping away at the whatever self-worth we thought we had.
You think Apple computers are good?
Yes.
We are programmed. I mean, we only have about 80,000 thoughts a day.
Mm-hmm.
So you are talking to you, and you're having a conversation with yourself all day long. And that conversation, despite our beliefs, is not new.
Right. It's been running.
It is not new.
It has been running, and it's sneaky.
It is sneaky.
Yeah.
It is sneaky. Our subject tonight.
Yes.
Do we have any announcements to make?
Do we have any announcements?
Well, we have our event.
We definitely have our event.
We can go ahead.
The Light Consciousness event, which is brought to you by Sherry Lord, is coming September 21st and 22nd. That'll be at the Park Place Hotel and Conference Center. A fabulous event with a number of different speakers, and people will be channeling messages, as well as there's
Top psychic mediums, hypnosis, a sacred sound concert. This guy John Steinbauer, he travels around the world with healing sounds and light.
Mm-hmm.
A light show. He's having a concert, and he uses healing music that he creates and uses bowls, right?
The singing bowls, yes.
Yeah. And then there's going to be, let's see, Jeff and Joe from Higher Self.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do a great meditation, and they're going to talk about staying in the moment.
Yes.
There are...
Zach is going to be there. He is from Higher Self as well, and he's going to be talking about the astrology of 2020.
Yep, the energies of the next year, and also for your personal astrological sign, what to expect for 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrea and I are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the keynote speaker, and so I'm going to speak 2 days. I'm releasing my first book, and we're doing book signing at the end of each day.
Yes.
And then Andrea and I are putting on an amazing workshop called Building Your Identity to Meet Your Dreams.
Yes, and that's happening Sunday evening.
Right, after the wrapping up the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to it. This is really cool because this is a lot of the light consciousness is the metaphysical realm, right? And when Sherry asked me to be the keynote speaker, and she was in Florida, and I get this phone call, and I said, "Do you know what I do?" I absolutely love going to Higher Self, and I love participating in their metaphysical fairs. And but my coaching and my speaking and public speaking is really about the physical.
Right.
And it's about the human part, the physical part. So as we are spiritual beings having human experiences, which some believe, or that's their belief, right? We are still human beings. So I believe whether it's metaphysical or whether it's Buddha or God or whatever higher power or higher energy that you may believe in or turn to, that there's the human part of us that isn't able to receive the universe's love, God's love, love from our spouses, love from the receiving piece.
Right.
And
Friends, gifts, compliments, things like that.
right. And so it's very interesting that me, the physical, is the keynote speaker for a metaphysical event. And Sherry's smart. Sherry is an international channel and speaker, keynote speaker. And this is her first event, which she has plans to be an annual event at the Park Place. So it's going to be really cool. So we're bringing the how do we receive and how do we sustain ourselves, because we are human, we are physical.
Right.
And the brain is part of that process and how it affects our human behavior.
Yes, absolutely. And that's one of the things, I know I've mentioned this before, that so intrigued me and knew that I needed to start working on the human piece was, that was delving into the metaphysical and the spiritual side of it so deeply and realizing there's still this big part that we need to work on while we're here. And so if we get that figured out, then the other will come very, very easily.
Well, and I think it's common for more than just you or I. Andrea shared with me when we were talking about it, and this is before Sherry approached us, right? And Andrea, who's done a lot of metaphysical work, would we call it?
Yeah.
Spiritual metaphysical work.
Yes, absolutely.
She would, and we collaborated together, and she would say, it's like, I participate in these things, and so often, all of a sudden, I walk out the door and I get back into my regular life, and it disappears.
Right. Yeah, I would feel amazing during a meditation. I would just feel, nirvana. And then I wouldn't be prepared for something, to walk out and someone cut me off. It's almost like it was too big a leap for me.
Right.
And so I would react stronger than I normally would in everyday life. So I knew that I also needed to bridge that between, my physical life, obviously, which is every day, and interactions, things of that nature, with the spiritual piece and the metaphysical piece, the meditation and the mindfulness and all of that.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's true, and I believe and it happens in religion too. It happens, you may go to church, you may have just this amazing experience when you're in church, and then you leave, and what happened to trusting in the Lord when a car accident happened? Right? Or your wife says she wants a divorce. Or all these moments that happen every single day, something happens that we didn't expect. And it's those moments that we tend to fall off track. And if we have to depend on everything being good all the time, because falling off track is too detrimental, we're in trouble.
Isn't that the truth?
Because there isn't a day that's going to go by that everything is going to go right.
Right, and so then we sometimes find ourselves not allowing ourselves to really enjoy the good things because we're afraid it's going to get pulled out from under us, and feel like it's safer to to expect the worst.
Right.
So there's lots of little tricks and things that we're doing with ourselves, our brain is doing, in hopes of kind of keeping us safe, but it's keeping us from really living.
Right.
Often.
And we would love to hear from you. Phone lines are open here on Lifelines at Z93 Today's Best Hits. You can call us at 231-929-HITS, 231-929-4487, and would love to some input. What you think? Are we going to break?
We are going to break.
We're going to break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Z93 Saturday